tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. As you can tell by the title, we have a fun one today for you. It is the reveal. I am up next on the Precious Fabric Challenge tour, and so I am revealing to you today the item that I have made. So if you're not familiar, first off, with the Precious Fabric Challenge, this is being hosted by Katy Stitchery, so you can head on over to her channel to hear all about the challenge, as well as I do believe there will be a playlist of everyone who participated in the tour, and you can check out all of the previous people who posted videos and whatnot for this challenge. The premise of the challenge is to pull out that precious fabric, that fabric that you've been kind of holding on to, is scared to sew with, and for many reasons. It could be for the reasons I have. For me, it's, oh, I don't think I'm gonna get it again. It's usually, for right now, what I have, this is my fabric stash back here, which I am so happy is going down. But that's usually my thing, like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get this again. It's gorgeous fabric, and you know, it's not available anymore, that type thing. And so that is what the challenge is all about. You do have until September 30th to post your make, and make sure you use the hashtag. I'll put it here on the screen, PreciousFabric24. And yeah, Katy Stitchery, they are doing what they need to do to capture all of the entries and all of that good stuff. Like I say, head on over to their channel so you can hear more about it, and of course to see other people who have submitted or posted. Speaking of which, before me was In Agata's Cottage. You would have caught hers, and then also Karen Francis is after me. So make sure that you are following these ladies. Go check them out. I'll leave a link to their handles down in the description box down below so you can check out their videos. So on to what I decided to make. So if you follow me over on Instagram, I actually did a reveal of the fabric, and then there were 3 different patterns that I was choosing from that I wanted to make for this challenge. And so I put up a poll and asked everybody to vote on the pattern that I would use, and I am using Simplicity 8983. Whew, yeah, I have been wanting to make this for a very long time. So, but before we jump into all of the goodness, stay tuned, because Friday you're actually getting a video from me. Yes, you all know I don't do Friday videos, very rare, but I actually did one earlier this month. I went live, and then now you're going to get one on Friday for the new pattern release. You'll see all of that here, all the details that I was a tester for on Friday, so stay tuned for that. So I had actually 2 different fabrics in my stash that I considered precious for this, pretty much the same reasons. And one I had already dedicated. If you saw my, it's right here. If you saw my previous video, which is what Lady Dane is wearing, this is my Mimi G dress number 9 summer dress collection series. And so this precious fabric, which is a beautiful linen, go check that video out to get all the details. That fabric was marked down. It was restocked and marked down, but at the time I purchased it, when I got it, I fell in love. It's a linen, and the shop ran out, and so I was like, okay, I want to make sure whatever I make is good. And so I purposely put it into my 10-piece summer dress collection series. So that was check off the bucket list, right? Check off the precious fabric list. Then there was this. This beautiful, it is a cotton. It is 45 inches wide. I had purchased it from Nicole Elise Textiles. I will leave a link to her shop. She did say her shop is reopening. You're seeing this, I believe, on the 24th. No, I'm sorry, you're seeing this on the 25th. And so I think within the week, she said, her shop will be reopening, so I'll still leave a link to her shop. I don't know if she'll ever restock this, because I purchased this 2 years ago maybe. And so yeah, I have been holding on to it because it is absolutely gorgeous. Doesn't it almost look like a denim? And so it reminds me of a denim because of the patchwork. And I have a scrap here to show you. So this is not printed on. This is not printed on at all. This is actually see all this patchwork? This is actually serged together. That's all serged together. So I was like, oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. You know what, I knew for the most part I wanted to make something that it didn't break anything up. And plus, one thing I already know about fabrics like this that's stitched together like this, that serged together, you really have to be careful about, to me, at least in my experience, because I've had this with denim as well. You don't want to work with something that has too many lines in it, too many style lines in it, because this is a lot to go over in your, if you're serging and stitching. Obviously, just machine stitching by itself is fine. But once you start serging seams together and you have also these serged seams from the actual fabric, that's a lot. It can get pretty thick, and I did experience that with this. So I always knew I wanted something mainly plain that this fabric can speak for itself, and I believe I did accomplish that. This was a great pick. This bundle, this came in, I feel like 4 yards. This came in 4 or 5 yards, and this is all that I have left. It's about just a little less than a yard I have left of this, and I think it's going to be a pouch and probably a tote bag of some sort. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because it's just enough for something like that, not for another garment, at least that I would make. So Simplicity 8983. Would you guys believe this pattern is still available? It is. I purchased this originally for 99 cents. Do y'all remember when patterns were 99 cents at Joann? I feel like those days are long gone. But in 2021, I purchased this March. I have it written up, 99 cents. And so I always knew I wanted to make it. I always knew I wanted the dress version. Initially, I thought I wanted to do a top when I first got this. And actually, I wanted to do the top and the dress. But I'm thinking, I think I just, you know, the dress I'm good with. Which I am happy with how it turns out. Of course, I'm going to pop up pictures and all of that good stuff. But when I go over the instructions, I will say, because it's not a lot of pattern pieces, the only modification I made, it calls for, the dress calls for long sleeve and cuff. You all know I prefer short sleeves, and so I figure maybe just a little bit above elbow will be good enough for me. And so that's what I did. I modified it to go just above the elbow, which I'm comfortable with. The sizing, I did not make any adjustments. I went to the larger size. The only thing I did was start at an 18, what was it, an 18? Because the pattern goes up to, yeah, a 22. Pattern goes up to a 22. And so the bust for a 22 starts at 44, waist 37, and then the hip, does that say 46? But then the finished garment measurement is like several inches of ease in this pattern. So my full bust is 45, waist is 40, and 52 for the hip. So I knew it was going to be more than enough room. Plus, this does not have darts. What I do like about it, a couple things. Let me say this about the fit. So for me, when I put it on, and of course, y'all know I will flip out some buttons for snaps in a heartbeat. So that's what I did. Utility snaps my thing. Couple things about this pattern. I am not used to just having a collar stand without the collar. So when I first put it on, I was like, okay, this looks weird. That's just because anytime I make a shirt dress, you guys, you know, something like that, I always have a collar and collar stand, and I think or just the collar. So you all know I made the Love Notions Bandcamp was just the collar. So I think I'm used to seeing a collar of some description on me. Either it's just a camp collar or collar stand. I'm not just used to this whole stand situation, so it looked weird to me. And then on top of that, you guys, y'all know I like to wear costume jewelry and stuff like that, and I never put buttons or snaps all the way up to the top because I don't wear my clothes like that. And so I typically, like, if I have a collar stand, a collar on, then you know it kind of lays open and you can see my jewelry. You can't even see me flexing this. You know, it just stays up like that. That's fine. That is fine. I'm good with it. The other thing I will say, because the construction was really easy to follow. It took me a little longer to do, probably around 4 to 5 hours. I think that's long for this project. Average, I would say it might take 3 hours. It took me longer because I was fiddling with the front placket. And I'm gonna turn you down so you can see just a little bit of what I'm talking about. So the placket instructions aren't bad, but it can get fiddly if you've ever done plackets before. You know how you have to overlap and everything. You have to cut so precise so you get that nice little square. And I did, but you guys, I was fiddling, and then you have to do the little box. You can't really tell because all my my threading is the same color as my fabric pretty much. But yeah, you have to do that box around and all of that, which was fine and everything. What I will say, since I have you down here, the only thing I think, and it'll be fine. I mean, it looks fine. I understand it does look fine, but we're just talking about level of comfort and where I am in sizing right now. And that is, I think, because this has no darts or nothing, that maybe I could have done a full bust adjustment or just added some extra room, maybe from the shoulder, spread this down a little bit right around here, and just had a little, just a half an inch probably. And then the arms, I graded the sleeve. I don't know why I did that. I think because I don't know why I did that. Because it's not tight. I mean, obviously you can see me move around, but I don't know. I just like things a little bit more looser on me. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, so I think I could have used a half inch more room. I graded the sleeve. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, should have just did 2X because I started at 18 and went 2X all the way down. And I think something with, I didn't grade the sleeve. I think I cut a smaller sleeve is what it was, instead of just cutting the largest sleeve. And so I don't know why I did that. But anyway, but I do like, there's a pleat in the front here. I do like that because I like how then it just, you know, drapes nicely. It's not a ton of room, but it's very comfortable. Like it's not extra flowy. And then I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the back, there's also this pleat here. And so I do like that. I just like the way it's really nice. And I like the way it fits. I like the drape on me. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up some video and picture here. Okay, future editing me popping in. I forgot to tell you in regards to the collar. So one of the things, remember I was talking about those serger stitches, it did become an issue when I was trying to do the collar, and it made this whole section super bulky, super duper bulky, and I almost didn't get this to lay down at all. This side is not laying as perfect as this side, but yeah, that was something I forgot to mention when I was talking about kind of those serger seams, and when to make sure you pick the right type of design that you want to sew with for fabric like that. But it's still beautiful. Okay, back to the video. So you can see, but I do absolutely love how it turned out. I am so happy that I was able to use this fabric because I was holding on, y'all. I was like, okay, because if you don't know, my goal is to work through my stash, and I'm trying not to buy as much fabric. I'm not on anybody's fabric no buy or anything like that. We're not doing that. But I'm trying to, you know, fabric I've been holding on to and stuff. It's like, okay, just sew it. Just sew it. You have projects, you know, things you want to make. Just use what you have. Because these colors in my fabric stash are in my color palette. So the only fabric you all know I've been like going crazy buying a lot of is denim. That's because we got a denim thing going on. But yeah, I think that's it. That was the only modification that I made. I again will link in the description box to Nicole Elise Textiles. Like I said, at the time that you see this video, I think her shop is still closed, but she was revamping and working on some things, and so you should see it. Just check back within a week of you seeing, whenever you've seen this video. And so yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and those who also follow me on Instagram and you voted on this pattern, thank you. Again, the pattern is still available, and don't forget to tune in to Karen Francis and on YouTube, and check out in Agatha's Cottage. Sorry if I mispronounced the name there. And then, of course, head on over to Tomcat Stitchery to see all of the others who have entered their precious fabric for the Precious Fabric Challenge. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. You all have a blessed rest of your week, and stay tuned. Friday, you are getting another video from me. All right, bye.